I mean yesterday, more or less, because I think I did a live stream yesterday, right? Yeah, yeah. Anyway, welcome back to another live stream. Today we're going to be trading the one and only MEA again. I know I'm doing this back to back on the basis, but honestly, it's a token that I've been trading personally, and I feel like you all should know about it. If you have watched live yesterday and you're watching now, you should actually find out more about it. Do your own research, honestly, but you will know why at the end of the stream. That being said, I think I placed a trade yesterday during the live stream, but I actually cut that trade short before this stream today because I didn't actually like what price was doing and I really wanted to sleep. I did not have confidence enough to let the trade run. But we're going to redeem ourselves today on the spot marketplace, and I'm also going to share some insights on MEA yet again. But before that, give me a second. And we are back, guys. So, as you can see, yesterday, like I said, I had a bad feeling about the trade. So, I didn't really key much into it because I saw some bullish momentum. I know. I said we're going to hold on to that trade all the way to the top, like all that, mere fan and all that. But as a trader personally, you should be able to tell when the market is going against you or with you. You don't trade just with sentiment. As much as I believe in the token, I also watch out for price action. So if you watch here yesterday, you can see that I entered the trade and like an hour later after the stream, I went off the trade. I was still in profit when I left off the trade, but it was such tiny profit. I don't even count it. And the question is, why did I close the trade yesterday? And if you notice here, you can see that as much as we were enjoying the support that was formed the day before, it was very wobbly. Okay, there was a lot of up and down fighting, and I don't really like seeing a lot of fighting in the candlesticks when I'm entering a trade. It's giving lack of confidence. The market doesn't know where it's going, and just like I suspected, I was right. The market took it down, a slight downturn to correct for price. The market took a slight downturn to correct for price, and basically, okay, give me a second, guys. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Okay. So back to what we're saying here. When you're trading a token like MEA on a technical scale, you should be able to tell when there is volume in the market. And a good way of doing that is using the MACD indicator. I did not really throw much light on this yesterday because I was busy talking about the project in and of itself. I just realized that I can't ask you to trade a token if you're not knowledgeable in trading tokens. So today you have to understand that when you're trading coins, generally, not just MEA, Bitcoin, USDT, gold, a good way to know whether there's volume in the market, whether there's a big move coming, is the MACD. As you can see here, the MACD is this one here, like right here. Let me see if I can get the area. My arrow is in the black part here. That's what the MACD indicator is. So you can find it on any platform. I think there's no self-respecting platform that does not have the MACD added to it. If you're enjoying this video, you should drop me a like because I'm also dropping nuggets of wisdom. Honestly, it's not easy doing what I do. If it's easy, you can still hop on the live. I'll be glad to hear what you're saying. Now, before we continue, before we place today's trade, I want to know what the bias is. I'm going to go to the group chat. I think I tried yesterday, but I didn't really get much in the way of response. I think the one person that responded didn't really give me his bias. Apparently, he entered the trade before me, And I don't know whether he closed the trade yesterday, but if he did not close the trade yesterday, it was a long actually. If he didn't close it, then he should be down a fuck ton of money right now, and that would be quite sad. So we're going to go back to the MEA group chat and see what our fellow traders have to say before I place today's trade. Awesome, awesome. I've actually been late. Like 577 messages. Damn. On are too active. You guys are too active. Okay, let's see. Did this guy later reply? I don't know. I don't know. Oh yeah. Yep. Yep. He's there. He's there. Awesome. Just the guy I want to speak to actually. It's almost like he knows what's happening. What was it? I think his name was Boy Alone. Right? Yeah, Boy Alone. Boy Alone. Boy Alone. What's up, bro? Trading. Let's see if he actually closed. I'm willing to bet he closed because he struck me as a good trader. He actually placed that trade very early yesterday. So I feel like he would be smart enough to head out of the trade. And let's see if he actually head out of the trade again. You close your long. Oh, I didn't even see. We're asking each other the same question. Funny guy, funny guy. Okay. I'm not going to share how my trade went yesterday. I'm actually disappointed. So let's see what he has to say first because I'm ashamed of myself right now. I'm ashamed of myself. I know what it took to actually hold on to the trade. I should have sold yesterday, honestly. The funny guy, funny guy. So while I'm waiting for his response, I want to know. I'm willing to bet he hopped out of the trade because any sensible trader with technical analysis skills could not have been on that trade right now. Basically, looking at everything that was happening on BingX and on Mexi. But today on sports, I'm thinking, you know what? Let me not say anything. I don't want to say what I'm thinking. Let's hear what Boy Alone did first, guy. Because I right now I'm not feeling quite confident as a trader. So before we go into our short-term analysis, let's see what Boy Alone did. Oh come on! He's having. Ah. He should just let us know. Honestly, I want to see how his trade turned out. Boy Alone, come on. How did you close in profit? Did you close in loss? Did you break even? Let us know. We are very, very curious to know, Boy Alone. Did you close alone? Come on. Okay. So before his answer comes in, let's get on the technical analysis for today. Yesterday was quite confusing, honestly, because as you can see here, everything was spot on. If my trade was failing, then it would have failed straight up. But it didn't really fail straight up because if you see here, this is literally the market dancing, fighting against something that is supposed to happen, and then moving downwards to make a new lower low. And like I said, whenever I see a new low in a chart like this, I don't feel bad because it's a chance for me to buy more. Already a chance for me to pump up my bags even more. So today we're going to be getting into the trade again. But the question now is, are we going to buy or sell? If you're on the comment section, tell me what do you think? What do you think is going to happen today? Are we going to buy or sell? But before I do that, let me drop a few hints. On the 1 hour chart, if you zoom out, you can see that the MEA token has been consistently making lower lows. But now, as of the last 1 week, it has been making higher highs again and again. And right now, it's at a newer low. And whenever a coin is at a newer low, you always see some sort of correction to the upside. And that's what I'm hoping to take advantage of today. You can see yesterday's trade here, the buy and sell spot and order. And that's what we're going to take advantage of today. So you zoom down here, you're going to see clear price action here. This is a bullish engulfing. And the time right now from my side is 4:25. In whatever time zone you're in, the minute should be 25, I think so. Now, if you notice here, you can see that this is a bullish engulfing. And if you're a trader, you know that in a bullish engulfing, there is always price correction, a push to the upside, and that's what we're going to hope on now. I have said upside up to 3 times in this video, which means you should know exactly what we're trying to do right now at this point of the video. And if you have guessed, you're correct. I'll be going long. But before that, let's see what Boy Alone's take is. Oh, call me the prophet, guys, because I was right. Didn't make much profit yesterday, but that means he actually did make profit. I'm actually impressed, honestly. Like, I didn't even make anything. It wasn't up to 10%. or even 5%. And yeah, I was able to actually close. Like, but he made profit yesterday. Basically, that's really awesome. Like, maybe I should get you on the live. Join me on the live, bro. Join me on the live later. Awesome, awesome, guys. So hopefully he obliges us and shows up in our next live. Who knows? This kind of guys, they are always trying to hide updates, share updates, so we can trade as good as you do. But that being said, let's place our trade today. Now, there are three reasons why I'm placing this buy. The first one is that price has made a new low for today, honestly. The second one is that because price has reached a new low, there's always going to be correction. And the third one is the MACD. If you notice, the MACD is very, very thin in every other area of this chart except here. And that is where we'll be placing today's trade. That means there's a lot of volume in the market right now, which means it's either going to go my way or against me very massively. And honestly, at this point, I don't really care what way it goes. All I know is that it's going to go in a method or manner that is going to be faster. Unlike yesterday, that we were just ranging at the same price range and I had to go off the trade. So, which means we're probably going to see if this trade succeeds today or not in this stream. So, that being said, let's place our long. A long. Yeah. If you have been paying attention in all of my streams, you notice that I don't really play around with stop loss or take profit. That's not how a real trader works. That's not how a trader should work. Please do as I say and not as I do. I'm eyeballing my trades, so I don't really like to put CPs or SLs because, like, I have energy, I have electricity, data, everything. I'm eyeballing my trades all the time, so there are no mistakes whatsoever in my trading. And that's that. A buy order is filled. We just filled the buy order. So let's go back to the chart and see how it works out. Yeah, that is that. Okay. Now, on a personal level, I'm eyeballing my stop loss to be way okay. I'm sure you guys saw that because I just saw that. But let me not toot my own horn yet. It seems things are going my way already. It seems things are really going my way already. But that's how the trading is going to be placed, and we're going to actually wait to watch how everything turns out. But it's a 30-minute stream more or less. So let's see if price works in our favor before the stream ends. Let's just see how things work. So on a whole note, I have actually enjoyed what the price chart has done over the few days. It's really impressive. Honestly, keeping a steady range is frustrating for a trader. Honestly, if you're looking for profits, I don't think you saw profits from here today, unless you happen to catch these two red candles. And honestly, I think you might have to be good to catch them because I don't like to toot my own horn, but I actually try a lot in my technical analysis, and I did not see that coming. I just knew it was ranging, but I did not see where it was going. But boy alone seems to have seen where it was going because he managed to close in profit. I wonder if he dropped any nuggets of wisdom for us. Oh, would have loved to invite him, but we didn't really plan for that in this live. So if you want to see Boy alone in our next live, sure, all you have to do is tune in. I'll drop the time and we'll be able to actually discuss together and actually learn. Because at this point, I don't come get confidence in myself. I'm not completely confident in myself again. And I'm actually a good trader. I don't mean to toot my own horn, but Boy alone is making me feel quite sad at this point. So let's see. Maybe he can come up in the next live and teach us things that we don't know. Because there has to be something I don't know for me not to make any profit yesterday, and he did. So back to the charts. If you're not familiar with MEA, the token, and the project behind it, that is the MECA project, then I think you should do more research. You have a phone, you're watching this video, which means you have Google. But I'm still going to drop some nuggets so you're able to know exactly what we're talking about and why this is a project that is very, very important in the context of today. MEA is a Solana-based coin that more or less is a multiple use case utility that grants people access to everyday products like webtoons, comics, videos, games, and all that. The kicker here is that why there are a lot of websites that do this, MEA or MECA to be exact, takes it a step further. They allow you to do this and pay not just with money, but with MEA, the token in and of itself. So you're paying with MEA, and you can still earn MEA as a reward. The incentives are limitless. And what happens when a token has incentive? What happens when a token has utility? I'm sure we all know the answer to that. When a token has utility, it means it is an incentive for investors to purchase, which means one way or the other, we are getting a huge buy-in into that token, and the value is going to skyrocket. Which is why it surprises me that during this whole rigmarolling, Bitcoin, alt season, and all that, we are not really we're not really having much of a positive push in coins right now. I think I checked Bitcoin a few minutes ago before starting this stream. It was around 111, 112. It's quite sad, actually. The charts are ranging just like it's ranging here. So what it means is that on a whole level, MEA is, how do I say, MEA is undervalued. It's undervalued. I keep saying this in my streams. It is not low, it's undervalued. And when a token is undervalued, it doesn't take much time for people to realize and push it back to its value. Right now, the market cap is around 2 point something M. And personally, not going to overstate, but personally, I feel like a coin like this should be at a solid 8. At least, as a bottom, the bottom for a coin like this should be a solid 8. Which means it's something that is going to correct itself in and of itself in the next few weeks or months. And I don't know about you, but I'm certainly going to be there when it happens. And I will still drop a video when it happens for people that are doubting it happening. So the MEA token is a self-feeding ecosystem that operates with Mecca hand in hand. And Mecca's team, I'm not gonna lie, like the team is not joking. Ajay, like, he's not joking at all. These guys are cooking on a steady, dropping updates, dropping community integrations, things that make people actually participate. People want to take part. I think our trades have actually been going up, and I haven't been paying attention. I've not been paying attention, and it's actually working my way. Wow, wow, almost a sniper entry. But let's not toot our horn yet until the stream ends. Who knows? It might end yesterday. I might not be in profit at the end of the stream. But by next stream, I'm always transparent with my trades. The first one worked out great. The second one, we sort of broke even because I think I made a very little percentage of profit. I don't even count it as profit. We broke even. This is the third one now. And like I said, we are not placing a short because the market does not look like it's ready for a short right now. It's just recovering from a huge short. And whenever a token is short like that, the next thing we see is a huge flip to the upside, which is what I'm hoping for. A TP around 0.0104. But then, like I said, I'm eyeballing it. So you might still get there and I decide I don't want to close it. It's all about price action, guys. When it's trading, it's all about price action. So if you're listening to this stream, I want to take part in the MEA project, okay? Enjoy, learn about them, maybe buy the token if you want to. The link to their Twitter and Telegram is on my bio. You can click it and you get sent straight in. So you understand everything I'm telling you about, learn more about them and all that. If you're watching this video and you're already on the MEA platform, all I can say is you're in the right place. You are in the right place, bro. Like, if you joined before me, I'm jealous I did not join earlier. But if you're after me, like, come on, you're in the right place. There is literally no better place to be on the Solana ecosystem. Okay. Okay, guys, had to take a short break because I had to log back in and see what people were saying in our group chats. Boy alone dropped a few messages, and as much as I would like to reply, I really have to focus on our trade. So I don't mistakenly end up hitting SL or TP while I'm in my life. That would suck, honestly. But let's toot our own horns a bit. Let's take a risk here. Let's tell him that we are currently on a long overnight trade. Let's see what boys alone thoughts are on that. Think he's trading? I don't think he's trading because if I were boy alone, I wouldn't actually trade right now. I would just be waiting and watching. But because of the stream, because I promise that every time I come on the stream, I always place a trade. So you guys can learn how to trade and actually learn something important. I always make sure to do that. So that's why I'm placing this trade right now. Because on a personal level, I wouldn't want to place a trade when there has been such a huge volume shift. But that's that about me. Who knows? We'll see what happens in the next print. Look at that. Freaky is already having productive day with Mecca. Is it freaky? I'm not sure I'm pronouncing it right, but back to our trade. Is it going our way or against us? Let's see. A little bit of a guy man trade, like he's just playing hard to get, but we both know we'll get there. Oh, okay. We're in green. We are in green. So, like I said before, when you're trading technical analysis and not fundamental, it's quite difficult, especially with a token like MEA, because technical analysis you have to draw lines, bullish engulfing, and all that, yada yada. Fundamentals, you just look at the current news and make your own assumption based on the current news and place your trades on based on the current news. And that can be quite difficult for a trader, both newbie and experienced. Personally, I prefer fundamentals because I just look at the news, set a wide stop loss, and go and sit back. Because I know that if I'm correct, that wide stop loss will never get hit, and I'm going to be in profit at the end of the day. But technicals is good for a newbie because it lets you spot sniper entries really, really fast, really, really quickly. So you don't actually end up missing out. You don't take damages in your trade. So if you're a newbie watching this, you should check out technical analysis. And if you don't know what technical analysis is, it's basically studying the charts to make trades. You're not making guesses. You're not saying you're buying because Buhari or Donald Trump or anyone is in power or making any new law. You're buying or selling because of the price action. You're buying because of the candles, because of what you're seeing on the chart. So you literally interpret every movement of the chart into your trades. That's how it works on technical analysis. Right now, you see that we entered this trade not because MEA is having overbought or oversold, but because MEA has sold consistently for the past few sessions, and in this new session now, I believe that it's going to correct. Not necessarily doesn't necessarily mean it's going to make a new higher high, but it means that at the very least, I'm expecting the token to make a correction, and a correction is always a chance to make profit. Honestly, like something you should know. Now, if you're here in the stream this late and you still don't know, MECA is a project that aims to build a unified digital ecosystem, and the token of MECA, the official token of MECA, is the MEA token. The idea with MECA is to unite people across different platforms, all under the same name, MECA. Think of Binance. Binance unites people under the guise of buying and selling crypto. It's an exchange. MECA does the same thing, except it's all about real-world industries like shopping, gaming, Web2s, and other things, digital payments and everything, all connected into the same Web3 environment, providing massive utility for the token known as MEA. And that's something I really respect. The MEA token, in and of itself, is a relatively new invention. I think it launched this year, and they had an airdrop for that. And you use MEA to buy digital goods. That was the main reason for it. That's the utility they provide. The features that MEA token promotes on the Maker platform is the shopping platform where you can earn MEA rewards while buying real world products in exchange. Your gaming integration, your Webtoon hub. I've already said that where creators on the Webtoon get paid directly in MEA. So one way or the other, whether on the receiving or the giving end, you're going to interact with the MEA token. And this means some massive interest for the investors and people that are holding these tokens. Basically, they're trying to create a mini economy where MEA works like the glue between all these platforms. And I think they have what it takes because honestly, there have been a lot of hype on the Solana platform. All memes, all hot tokens come out with all sorts of promises. But I've done my homework. I don't know about you. That's why I dropped the link in the video so you can go and do your homework. But I feel like they actually have what it takes to actually make this happen. Okay, they have the expertise, they have the team, they have the dedication to ensure community engagement and a future for their project, which is something I deeply respect. And like I said, the reason why I am not fully bullish right now in this trade is because there has been two massive pushes in the bearish direction. And why there's a reversal, the only reason I'm going long is because I want to take advantage of a reversal, not because I am particularly bullish. I don't think we'll make a higher high today as per on the 1 hour chart. I don't think we'll make a higher high. Basic. I think we're going to continue downwards. But before that, I expect a touch down to this area of 0.0102. All for structure's sake, because price likes to respect structure, guys. And as long as you remember that, you can't get trading wrong. Price always respects structure. Be it MEA, be it BTC, be it BingX, whatever token you're trading. Price always respects structure. The only time price don't respect structure is when you're trading meme tokens. And I have to tell you, I've had my fill of those. I don't want to be caught dead trading another meme token. That is why I look for tokens with utility, tokens that actually have importance in the real world. And that is why I'm currently trading MEA live on BingX. If you're not taking the hint, you should take the hint now because I have taken mine, honestly. So that being said, There are a few more things you should know when you're trading. This is not particularly about me and this is about anyone that wants to take their trading journey seriously. If you're trading, it doesn't have to be a job. Guys, it can be a hobby. Someone watching this video now is probably also a gambler. You gamble on sports, okay? And the same way you gamble on sports, it's not your job, it's a hobby. You can still become a better, a trader on the side. All you have to do is learn how to use your stop loss and take profits, which is why I'm going to teach it in my next stream. If you want to learn how to use stop loss and take profits, no longer eyeballing trades like me, don't do what I do what I say. We'll be using stop loss and take profits in depthly in tomorrow's trade. So if you're here today and you're here yesterday, make it a third time. You're going to learn something each time I come on this stream. That is what I'm aiming for. And our trade is still in profit, FYI. I'm not making more. I'm just letting you know it's still in profit. So look at something that you use in trading. You have seen me mention the MACD continuously, but if you notice that it's not the only the MACD that is under here. The MACD is not the only indicator here. FYI, the MACD is called an indicator. All these things that are not in the chart but help you tell when to trade are called indicators in Forex. And the MACD in this case is only one of many indicators that are here. As you can see, a lot of indicators that are made available for you to use in your trading. One of these are, give me a second, guys. All right, we're back. So I had a little bit of technical difficulties. I was trying to pull up different indicators here. So here we have the MACD. The second indicator here is the volumes indicator. And what the volume indicator does is particularly singular to what the MACD does. The MACD is a short form for moving average convergence divergence. If you're not a trader, I know it sounds a lot, but trust me, it's all just a lot of big words that try to confuse you. The MACD makes calculation based off of moving averages. I'm sure you should know what moving averages are in trading. Basically, corrections, graphs that are plotted using different moving time periods on the charts. But then the MACD does this. It creates this chart using 2 or 3 moving averages, depending on how you set it up, and then tries to create an interval of crosses between these moving averages. What traders do is to use these moving averages to decide when market is overbought or oversold. The volume indicator does something similar, but instead of making calculations with digits and data that they get, the volume indicator feeds you raw data. Straight up tells you what is in vogue at the moment, sell or buy. Now, you might think the volume indicator is better. That's how I thought too when I was watching the trading and order. But then the volume indicator feeds you raw data, like I said, is raw and it's in the moment. Indicators are all in the moment. There is no indicator that tries to give you a future reference. Any indicator that does that is probably a custom indicator and it's always not correct. It's not always correct. But in this case, the volume indicator gives you a on point and on site idea of what's happening. Because if you watch now, this is the latest candlestick, and the volume indicator is telling me that it means that the bears are in control. What it means is that it only gives you a response as per to the area you are in, like the presence you are in. So if you rely on the volume indicator to place your trades, you end up placing trades that are in the moment, honestly, and it's not really good for a trader. When you place your trades, you should actually think in future, in prospect, and not in retrospect. So apart from the volume indicator, another important indicator I like to use in trading, and this is very good if you're a newbie and you want to trade a token like MEA, but you don't know how to trade. This is the second one, the Bollinger indicator. Now, observe the chart when I increase the Bollinger indicator. The Bollinger indicator is literally just 3 simple lines: a moving average, an upper band, and a lower band. This is the upper band. This is the lower band, and the one in the middle is the moving average. What do they all have in common? They all move with each other. There is no point of the chart that you will not see moving average. The question now is that how are you going to use it to enter a trade? Because it's one thing to have the Bollinger Band in your chart, but then how are you going to use it to enter a trade? And I will drop that update in my next stream. I want to have something that makes you come back in the next stream so you can actually learn how to use the Bollinger Band. But let me give it a short definition so you can actually know and practice today. If you notice, whenever price breaks above or below the Bollinger Band, there is always a massive correction back to the side, the opposite side that it broke from. Watch this price now. This is the market moving within the Bollinger Band. and then boom, it closes below the Bollinger Band. And what happens then? There is always a massive flip to the upside, touching the upper band. What does this mean? What it means is that if you were watching this trade yesterday or the day before yesterday when it happened, and you saw the price break down and close below the Bollinger Band, you would have entered a buy or a long here, and you would have caught pretty nice pips. I actually try to use it sometimes, but it's lazy and it doesn't really work in and of itself. But then let's just see how it works on the opposite side. You see that price closed above the Bollinger Band after jumping from here, and what happens? There was a massive correction down to the downside. Price closed in the downside, another massive correction up to the upside. There is always balance. The market, a market structure, an ideal market structure, always seeks balance, which is another reason I placed today's trade. The Bollinger Band has closed, the market has closed outside the Bollinger Band, and now I'm expecting it to correct all the way to the upside, one way or the other. And that's what I'm going to be eyeballing this trade for. And that's what I'm going to be dropping an update for tomorrow. Let's see how it works out, guys. So that's it for today's stream. Tomorrow I'll be dropping more insights on how to use different indicators to trade the MEA token and actually catch profits in and of itself. So that's it, guys. Fun. We'll drop an update on this trade. Unfortunately, we can't just leave the trade running forever. So I'll drop an update on it tomorrow or today if I do my next stream. Be there. You're going to gain something. I know I gain something, so I don't know about you. I keep learning about MEA every day, and it's widening my knowledge, not just on the Solana blockchain, but every other blockchain. I mean, I actually learned a few more crypto terminologies yesterday, and I did not intend on learning it. But that's it for crypto. Every day you learn something. And as long as you learn something every day, even when you fail, you're winning.